Last season, Girona were incredible, giving Real Madrid and Barca a real headache as they finished third. But after selling Alex Garcia and goal machine Artem Dovbyk without really replacing them, they are currently sat mid-table. And going by previous league finishes, last season looks like a one-off. Which is why today I'm stepping in to not only get them back on track in La Liga, but to build a monstrous team that will eventually become the world's best club. So here is the Girona side we've loaded into in Season 1. And despite selling Garcia and Dovbyk, this is a fantastic team still. I mean, not only does it have its fair share of youth talent like Yasser Asprilla, like Arnau Martinez, and Bevo's lookalike Miguel Gutierrez, but they also have Yangel Herrera, Gazinga, and also Sigankov, who are all fantastic talents. Unfortunately though, it's not all good news. As you can see, it's basically a retirement home for players. Look at Stuani, he's 37 years old for goodness sake. And we've got 4 players currently on loan to us, 2 of which play a pretty big role in the starting team as well. But this is by a mile the worst bit. We only have 4 million euros to spend. I mean, I swear Girona are in the Champions League right now. How have they only got 4 million? I don't know, man. All I know is we've inherited a pretty good side and it's our job to now make them the best team in the world. But in order to do that, we need to make sure we're setting them up right. So I'm going for the 4-2-3-1 formation that they're currently rocking, with a counter-attacking build-up style in a very deep line. I'll explain this a little later. As for our player instructions, as you can see, hitting teams on the break, we're going to hit them hard with our front 4 being constantly up and our wing backs being up and down the pitch. But just for a bit of safety, our 2 CDMs will be fairly defensive. As for our team, this is what I think is our strongest by a country mile. Now as for our deep line, I might have to change that because we've got Kretzi and Francis who've got a bit of pace about them. Whereas we did originally have Blind and Lopez who, as you can see, aren't exactly that quick. In fact, they're walking to be that slow on the pitch. So you know what? I'm going to bump this from 40 to 50. With how fast our centre-backs are, I can't see them getting caught out too much. But this really does beg the question, what do we do with this 4 million euros? In honest answer, I don't think we can do anything with it. I mean, granted, we've got quite a few old players that we could sell for a decent amount, but with them being that old, I don't think many teams would actually go in for them. Plus, we've got contracts to sort out, and the coaching system to look after to ensure we're getting the best out of these players. But you know what, guys? God loves a trier, doesn't he? So I'm putting all of our Goldie Oldies up for a transfer. I don't personally think we're going to sell many of them, but you never know, do you? But guys, I stand incredibly corrected. We've sold every single player we put on the transfer list, and for a decent amount as well. I mean, we've got 38 million to spend now. That's enough to buy a player or two, sort our coaching staff out, and our contracts as well. But where do we put this money? Because as you can see, guys, it's already a pretty stacked side. Now, my first thought would be a CDM or a left midfielder, because obviously the 2 players we got in these positions are currently on loan to us. But to be fair, we've got John Solis, who I'm going to loan out this year, who could take Romeo's place next season when he goes back to Barcelona. And we've currently got Valerie, who's currently on loan to Mallorca, so that when Brian Gill goes back to Spurs, we've got our left midfielder sorted. And that brings me to our centre-back, Alejandro Francis. I know he's showing great potential, but he's only 74 rated. And with this team being in the Champions League this year, I definitely feel like strengthening our defence will give us a great chance of actually doing well in it. So I'm going for Zeno Dibas from Sporting, only 20, an exciting prospect and 76 rated. He's got good stats as well, and Girona do like buying from the Portuguese league, so this is somewhat realistic too. And there we go, that's our first signing done as Girona's manager after spending 22 million euros on Zeno Dibas. This does leave us 15 million to spend, but I honestly think I'm going to leave this till Season 2. I mean, now that we've got rid of all the old players, this team right now is full of young, high potential players that can really improve over the course of Season 1. But I will be loaning these 3 players out. Only because they've got a lot of potential, but they won't get game time here, whereas elsewhere on loan, they probably will. And you guys don't see this, but I always look at the youth academy, and finally, we've got a baller straight away. Borja Ruiz, he's a goalkeeper who's 16, 64 overall, and showing insane potential. I've also added him to the loan list just to see what happens, guys, because he could potentially become our next keeper after Gazinga. But as it stands, this is how we are looking going into Season 1. Is this the endgame team? Nowhere near, but this is a great start when you think about it. I mean, the average age of our best players is now mid to low 20s at best, which when we're trying to make Girona the best team in the world is a really good thing. And on top of that, we've got Viktor Sigankov, who, mark my words, is going to play a crucial part in our success. Because I think he's going to ball out, especially in the Champions League, which we are in this year. However, in real life, they're not doing so well, are they? So that's our job to beat what they're doing in real life in Season 1. But honestly, I wouldn't be bothered if we didn't, guys. This team is a work in progress. We've got to be patient and take this step by step. But guys, one step I wasn't expecting to take is our CDM being our top goal contributor at the end of this year. I mean, Sigankov did well as I thought he would, but Yangel Herrera absolutely killed it. Abel Ruiz only played 21 games but did get 13 goal contributions. Why is he only getting 21 games? But it has to be said, the team is looking pretty good. A lot of improvement up and down the pitch. But it's not enough for us to get back into the UCL next year as we finish 5th in La Liga. I mean, I'm not fussed about this. I did say that this was going to be a process. We got to take it step by step, especially in the Copa de España as Getafe knock us out in the round of 16. And we got annihilated in the UCL, guys. 1 win from 8. That's appalling no matter how you look at it. I mean, yes, this team is a work in progress like I've said multiple times, but surely we got to be doing better in Europe. We do have good news though, guys. We have got Romeo and Brian Gill on loan to us right now. They're going back to their respective clubs next season, but we've got replacements for them already. I mean, Yasser Asprilla has gone up to 77 rated. We can just put him on the left-hand side of the pitch. But John Solis has let me down, man. I thought it was going to be Romeo's replacement, but we may have to bring in someone to replace him. We've just got to hope the budget's a bit better than 4 million euros next year, otherwise this team isn't doing anything anytime soon. But before we go any further, if you're enjoying this Girona rebuild, drop this vid a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you're new. Now guys, as we enter Season 2, I'm genuinely blown away with our budget. 104 million. This is 100 million more than last year. What the hell's going on? All I know is with that kind of money, we can transform this team into not only a team that's competing for top 4, but maybe even the title. But to do that, we gotta make some harsh decisions. I'm not going to be able to give Solis a go. Like I said last year, we're going to bring in a new CDM. But we also need someone better than Gazinga. Granted, he is a solid keeper, but he's only got maximum 2 years left in him. I mean, it is kind of harsh because he did do well last year, but I'm thinking long term. Especially when we got this money to spend, man. I'd be stupid not to take full advantage of it. And that's why I've gone all out on our CDM by spending 60 million in total on Benassar. 84 rated at 27 years old, and on top of that, he's our highest paid player now. And we've still got 37 million euros to spend, which might just be enough for the keeper I'm after. As I want Andre Lunin from Real Madrid, who's going to cost between 47 and 38 million. I know that he plays for Real Madrid, but whilst Courtois is there, he's not getting a sniff as their starting keeper, whereas us, he's going to be starting every single game without fail. So I'm offering 42 million in total. I'm throwing our keeper into this deal because we are kind of replacing him, so it makes sense. But is Ancelotti going to accept it? He wants 2.6 million more. Absolutely sound. And just like that, we've got our brand new keeper for Season 2. But that's our transfer window done. We've got 108k to spend now. It's a good job I've done our contracts already, isn't it? As this is how our team is looking going into our second year in charge of Girona, and we've done some pretty good things with this team already. I mean, none of our highest rated players are even close to being 30 years old. And as you can see from our highest rated players, everybody that's got a release clause, it's vastly higher than what they are worth. Everything right now is looking pretty damn good at Girona. But it's actually better than good. It's great because we're back in the Champions League somehow despite finishing 5th. I really don't know how that's happened. I thought we had Europa League, but you know what? I'm not going to say no to the UCL. And it's a solid start in La Liga. 5 games played, we've already won 3. I'm really interested to see how this team's going to get on this year. I mean, last year we finished 5th in La Liga, but crashed out to the Copa de España in UCL, so if we can improve on that, I'll consider this season a massive dub. And that's exactly what we've done, guys. We're top 4 in La Liga. But getting a higher place than 4th is now going to be a challenge because the only teams higher up on the table than us are the big 3 in Spain now. And we made the quarters of the Copa de España. I tell you what, guys, we are getting better. And we've done amazing in the Champions League compared to last year. We are in the playoffs after finishing 13th. But that's as far as we make it as Roma knock us out 5-3 on pens. But looking at the team now, we are slowly but surely becoming a threat in Europe. Hang on, why the hell's Gutierrez gone missing? Oh, bloody hell, I bet he's had his release clause activated. He's gone to Spurs for 83.7 million. Fan-freaking-tastic. The stats at least are looking looking better than last year though. Sigankov with 27 goal contributions, 17 and 8 for Abel Ruiz, 12 and 11 for Martin, and 11 and 1 for Yangel Herrera. But to take this team to that next level, I think it's pretty obvious what we've got to do. I mean, considering Gutierrez now plays for the Bottle Jobs, we need a new left back now. I also think replacing Abel Ruiz is a good option too. I mean, our striker for the last 2 years running hasn't been our top goal scorer. That, in my opinion, is dreadful. But everywhere else in the team is actually pretty damn solid for now. It's just those two positions, and I think in Season 3 we'll cook better than ever. Especially with Season 3's budget, guys. 189 million to be exact. And we already know where that money needs to go to get this Girona team to that next level, and luckily I know exactly who to bring in, as I am not messing around in Season 3, as I've just spent 105.6 million euros on left back Nuno Mendes. He's one of the best left backs in the world at the minute, and now he plays for us. As for the striker, who wants a little bit of a reunion, Artem Dovbyk is who I'm going for. I mean, we all know he's a fantastic striker, Girona's top goal scorer last year, and he's more than affordable, as we've just spent a further 66 million on him to end this transfer window. And looking at this team now, I think it's safe to say at this point it's literally never looked any better. And that bodes well for us, as this is our third time in the Champions League, and honestly, don't put it past us to win this in our third attempt. As whilst our start in La Liga hasn't been amazing, I'm defo gunning for the title this year too. Trust me guys, expect this team to cause a couple of upsets. And one of them is actually in La Liga, as we bump Atletico Madrid off the top 3 as we finish third. All we got to do now is somehow overcome Real Madrid and Barcelona. But we don't cause an upset in the Supercopa, as Barca knock us out in the semis. And we get knocked out in the round of 32 in the Copa de España. But this is a fantastic start in the Champions League. We're 6th at the end of the league phase. And we went on to beat Club Brugge 4-2. But hang on a second, where the hell are we in the quarterfinals? How are Club Brugge there when we clearly beat them in the round of 6? Oh my god, FC25, give me a break. Fix your damn game, EA. I can't get over that. We've actually been robbed. I mean, the team may have not beaten PSG, but at the very least, we should have had the chance to freaking play against them. After all, we did knock out the team who played against them anyway. And the stats are pretty damn good too. 27-11 for Abel Ruiz, for some reason, who's getting more game time over Dovbyk. But Sigankov did well, so did Valery and Yangel Herrera. But Artem Dovbyk only played 3 games, man. We're going to have to loan Ruiz out to make sure he gets game time next year. I still feel robbed by this, by the way. And why is the Europa League colour scheme on the Champions League? This game is fully broke, isn't it? But there's nothing we can do about it now, guys. We got to move on and make sure that this team, without question, is the best team in the world going into Season 4. And guys, as we enter Season 4, it's a brand new day. I've even had a shave. And we've got 191 million euros to spend on this Girona side to help them win the Champions League. But where do we actually put that money? Because as you can see, there's barely any weakness in the entire starting 11, and the bench isn't that bad either. And I've been thinking about this. Whilst De Bast isn't exactly the best centre-back in the world, he's still growing at a very quick rate, so I'm leaving him alone for now. But I feel like if we replace Ivan Martin, especially with a Cam who's much better with a lot more creativity than him, we'll do much better in front of goal. And I'm thinking about replacing Asprilla as well. I mean, aside from Ivan Martin and De Bast, he's actually the weakest link in the team. I mean, looking at the team, guys, where else do I actually put that money? But rest assured, in Season 4, I'm not messing around. I'm making the absolute most of all this money we've got to spend. Which is why I'm going for Dani Olmo for that attacking midfielder role. Almost 30 granted, but 86 overall. Fantastic attacking stats. And let's be honest, guys, he's way too good for Osasuna. I don't even know why he's playing for them. But trust me, he isn't playing for them anymore, as after spending 77.2 million euros, he's just signed a 3-year deal with us. And following Dani Olmo is Man United's Jadon Sancho, 27, 86 rated. I know he's not the fastest player in the world, but he's got amazing passing and dribbling. And we can afford him as well, guys. Plus, he's already proven he can do it at the top level. He just can't do it for United. And just like that, our transfer window's done after spending 95.1 million euros on Jadon Sancho. And looking at the team now, I am beyond confident. Not only is the starting 11 good, we've got so much squad depth as well. And hopefully that'll help us finally get further than the round of 16 as we are once again in the Champions League. I mean, last year, to be fair, we did get further than the round of 16, but this game had other ideas, didn't it? But I do also want that La Liga title, but as you can see, we've had a pretty average start. But I think this is the year we pull off something magical, man. This team has world-class talent up and down the pitch. I can't do any more. It's now up to them. Unfortunately, our dreams of winning La Liga in Season 4 are dead as we finish 4th in the league once again. I'll say this though, it's going to take some doing to win this title. I mean, Real Madrid lost one game all freaking year. But we made the Super Copa final and just lost to Barca. That was our first trophy almost won. And we've also had a shocker in the Copa de España. Gotta say guys, so far it's in a looking good. But there is good news in the UCL. We're 12th in the league phase, which means we get playoff football. Hopefully this time the game doesn't shaft us. And so far so good, we've beaten Sporting 3-2. And we've beaten Inter Milan 3-2 as well. And we've smashed Dortmund 6-2. And we've beaten PSG 4-2. We're playing Barca in the final. Oh my god, you could argue this should have been where we were last year, but you know what, better late than never. But that team is no joke. I mean, their defense is kind of weak, but other than that, that's a serious team right there. But so is ours, guys. And when you look at these stats, they're not bad at all. Abel Ruiz again getting more game time than freaking Dovbyek. Dovbyek literally played one game this year, man. What was the point in signing him when Abel Ruiz was just going to get all the game time? But he is going to get game time in the final as this is the team heading into it. And look at the state of it, man. Bloody hell, Martinez, what are you playing at getting suspended for it? I mean, thankfully, we've got Francis who can play as a right back and he's pretty fast, so he should be a good substitute. But I would have preferred Martinez playing this final. But aside from Francis, the team is looking fan-freaking-tastic. And I'm definitely expecting to be lifting that UCL trophy come the end of this game. But speaking of trophies, with this Girona side, we actually haven't won one yet. But that could all change right now, as all we got to do is beat Barcelona, and we're not only lifting the trophy, we are lifting the trophy that makes us the world's best club. Sancho on the ball now. Oh, Dovbyek is in behind. He hasn't had much chance at Girona, but he's got a chance straight away. And within 4 minutes of this game being started, we take a 1-goal lead. Oh my god, Dovbyek is just inevitable, man. I don't know why he's not even been given a chance, man. He's been in the starting 11. But this is what happens when you play him, man. The first chance of the game, it's the first freaking goal. As here come Barcelona, Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side of the pitch is trying to cut in. That's good defending. As here come Barcelona. Oh, Alphonso Davies is there. Oh, that is a fantastic block. Barca are really putting the pressure on since going a goal down, ladies and gents. We need to contain them. Here comes Dybala, though. He's had a shot, forces the save from Lunin. Dani Olmo on the ball. He's found Zigankov. Can he get in behind Alphonso Davies? Bloody hell, that's a good tackle. Nuno Mendes is on the ball. He's found Jadon Sancho. Sancho's going to give it back to Nuno. Okay, Nuno is on his way. He's against Araujo. He's got away from him as well. Jadon Sancho's on the ball now. Okay, can he do something with it? What the f was that? Honestly, I did all that with Nuno Mendes just to do that with Sancho. What am I playing at? Here come Barcelona. Kanate is indeed on the ball. We need to contain him. Good tackle, Benassar. Second half now, and Barcelona are still putting the pressure on, but that is great defending from Nuno Mendes. I've got such a bad feeling that Barca are going to get a goal at some point, man. They're playing out of their pants at the minute. But here comes Yangel Herrera on the ball. He's found Zigankov. Zigankov could find Dovbyek. Dovbyek with a chance to seal the... Oh my god. Second chance of the game, and he's got a brace. My guy is a goal machine, man. He's so freaking good. Look at this, man. He picks the ball up, doesn't even look up, as you can clearly see, and he just whacks it top left bins. That is the breathing space that we needed, man, because Barcelona, let me tell you, it's only a matter of time before they bag one. Less than 15 minutes to go, and Barcelona are still trying. All they need is a goal, and they're straight back in it. Barca coming forward now. They've got, oh, they're right in behind now, and they get their freaking goal with 4 minutes to go. Lamine Yamal is indeed the goal scorer, but have we done enough to clinch the freaking Champions League? Well, we're about to find out, guys. Less than 4 minutes to go. We've just got to hold on, and we're the best team in the world. And that's it. That's the full-time whistle. We did enough in the end. We have made Girona the world's best team. In my opinion, this should have happened a season sooner, but FC25 just decided that that wasn't going to happen, but we overcame that. We stuck at it until season 4, and look what's happened. The question of the day, though, are we we going to get a trophy to lift this time, or is it going to be invisible again? Well, we've got a trophy to lift, so it must be fixed. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. Girona are the Champions League winners. And that means that my mission is done. If you have enjoyed this video, want to see more content like this, drop this vid a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you're new. And if you want to watch more content from me right now, click here because YouTube recommends you to.